Greetings to you wherever you could be watching us from. Welcome to another episode of UJ Sport on UJTV. My name is Collen Maepa, and today I'm excited. We're talking cricket at the University of Johannesburg. These guys have done tremendous things. Earlier this year, you've seen UJ cricket trending on social media with our star Ryan Rickleton hitting 250 for the Proteas out in Newlands against Pakistan. And of course, our coach Sibiya was also out there assisting the Pakistani national team, and he went on to Karachi to deal with the Pakistani youth development team there. He was assisting in their youth development program. Let's start with that one, because I think that was the best news for UJ cricket at the time. We just came out of a busy schedule last year from the USAs, and you went on to help the Pakistani team on Boxing Day in December. And how did that come about, by the way?
Very strange opportunity. First of all, thank you for having me on the show and promoting cricket. I got a call. I was sitting at home after USAs, being a little bit emotional and sad about how we had gone, but not too disappointed because we had done better. I got a call from a former Pakistan legend and Azhar Ali, and he's the guy in charge of youth cricket there, saying that he'd like to engage in a conversation around them needing a coach because their coach had resigned before the test group of players had come to South Africa. Took the call, and we had a lovely chat, and then processes had to be followed through Sibiya, who's the operations manager at Cricket South Africa. And then, just within 12 hours, I was the interim Pakistan head coach for the test team, which would then spend 14 days with them preparing for the test series, getting them ready for competition on Boxing Day. And then obviously that spun off. That went well. The series not so well, but Pakistan were quite competitive in that test series. And then got a call got appointed as the batting coach for the youth side. So that's where I was last month, working with them in preparation for the World Cup for 2026. Very quick, very crazy roller coaster. But exciting. I still have savings from January because I was working, so it was good. It was good fun. Very good.
I found that fascinating for me because this is you now as the coach and the manager of UJ Cricket Club. You've worked with Ryan in the past, of course. He's on the other side. He's representing South Africa. You are part of the Pakistani national team. How was the experience like having to deal with one of your own?
There are a few of them that play for South Africa that have been at this institution, which is a massive thing for UJ Sport and UJ as a whole. We have a great relationship. Ryan and I were actually speaking the other night about, he's taking on tennis in his off time at the Champions Trophy, and he asked where could he play golf. So we have a good relationship, but that experience was great. There's a lot of mutual respect between players, coaches from opposing sides. I think it was a great series also. So I was involved for the first test match and prior to it, and then I took some time to spend with my family. But I was consulting telephonically and remotely with regards to what I saw. It was fine. It was really, really relaxed. Ryan respects my work, and I respect what he's done. And he's an amazing personality, an amazing representative for our country, and just super proud from a UJ point of view to see him thriving.
Yeah. Of course, we've got Lesedi Mailula, the club vice chairperson, as well as the captain of the second team right here at the University of Johannesburg. So your position within the team is quite very important. When did you join the club, and what position do you play on the pitch?
So I joined the club straight out of school. I wasn't studying at that point, took a gap year, but I was still playing cricket for UJ. And I've been a part of the club for the past 4 years, probably since just after Kosia joined, and I'm a bowler for the second team.
Okay. And of course, Declan Osborne, also a legend here in his own right at the University of Johannesburg Cricket Club, a top performer in the 2024 USA Championship out in Bloemfontein last year, December. You took 13 wickets there, and of course you made 143 runs as your contribution to the team. Of course, UJ cricket didn't finish at a position that we wanted, your top three, but you still went on, of course, to make sure that you still stay in the USAs to compete again in the following year. How was that experience for you, and what role also do you play in the team? For what role do you see yourself playing in the team to help them based on your experience going forward?
So obviously it wasn't the first time I'd been to an USA. I was fortunate enough this was actually my third USA that I've been to. So I think over the years, obviously it's been different conditions, different team environments, different locations. So there's a lot of things that you have to adapt to and you have to evolve into, obviously. And as a team, I think I've played multiple different roles. I think in the team I've adapted to a lot of the ways, and there's a lot of times where I feel like there's roles that I've just got to fit into, whether it's just being a team man, whether it's having to open the batting and really start the innings off from the batting sector, or when I've got ball in hand, got to change the game however it may look with the ball in hand. So I feel like over the years that I've been here, it doesn't really matter what role I've been given. I trust my coaches, and I trust that whatever they've given me to do is in the best interest of me, and I feel like they just need me to impact the game, and however that may look, whether it's with bat, ball, on and off the field, I just need to do the best that I can.
Yeah. And of course, we spoke about Ryan Rickleton having to play for the Proteas earlier this year, and of course in previous matches as well. There were other cricketers from the club here at the university, the likes of Liam Elder, and we've also had
Cameron Shackleton,
Ronan Herman as well, playing for the junior national teams in the World Cup and elsewhere. What does that mean to you, and do you think that you can also go on to represent the country in different competitions going forward? And that goes for you too, Lesedi, but let's start with you, Declan.
I mean, for sure, obviously the fact that you have players of that caliber coming to the university and, recognizing and giving it the space a chance, to grow, it clearly shows that since they have that mindset that they want to come here and they trust the coaches here and the process, it means that we've got something good going here, and they know that their cricket can progress and they can take it further. And I feel like whilst I was here and I was around those people at that time, I certainly grew as well. And I know that their cricket, it's certainly where they are today from where they started. And it shows that they have made that progress that they were probably looking for.
Yeah. And for you, Lesedi?
Yeah, I think playing for the national team is the ultimate goal. But I think even off the field, I've been given the opportunity last year, not going as a player, but as an assistant coach. And that sort of, as a different avenue, as a player, it might be some sort of aspiration to work, even if it's off the field, working for the national team.
Yeah. So, Coach, let's talk about your experience in Pakistan with the youth development program. You were there from January, mid-January, until the 12th of February. How was it there, and how do you find the culture there compared to what you know here in South Africa?
Yeah, an amazing experience and a massive blessing for my coaching journey. I think as coaches, we're always on a journey to get better, to grow, to understand environments, to take from another environment and give to another. But Pakistan's a beautiful place. Beautiful people, very kind. The food is amazing. As you can see, I put on a couple more kilos. But I really enjoyed the cricketing culture also. Very kind-hearted people that are extremely talented at the sport that we play. And the role that I play in an environment like that is it's adding structure, adding a bit of toughness. Because I think as South African people, we're very resilient, we're very tough, we're adaptable, as Declan has said. And we're also highly ambitious, and that's one thing that I can't take away from Pakistan players, is that they are driven. They really want to represent Pakistan, and the star on their flag really does mean something to each and every individual. Just people. There's 250 million people in Pakistan or more, for stand to be corrected, and they all love cricket. It's their national sport. So, walking out of the airport to share a story with you, as I was pulled by narcotics police, so I was like scared, thinking, "She's what's in my bag?" When I got to Karachi, and I'm like, "Oh no, this can't be happening!" Like I'm just a black guy from South Africa, and I'm the only black guy in the airplane. So they pull me off, and pull me to the side, And this explains how powerful and how big cricket is in Pakistan. Got pulled aside, went to a separate entrance, and all the guys said to me, PCB, and I said yes, which is Pakistan Cricket Board, and pulled me to the side, got my passport stamped, passed me on to another group of police guys, and they took me, and I was carrying my bags, like typically I'm used to that, no one carries my bags for me. The guy's like, no, he insists on taking my bags. And I'm like, no, and he's taking my laptop bag off my back. And I'm like, bro, like, it's fine. I'm independent. I can do this stuff.
But it's the respect that
It's
they
the
were placing on you.
respect.
Yeah.
And then I get there. I get outside. As I walk out the door of the airport, there's an armored vehicle with like a motorcade. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Armed guys get out. I'm like, this is just like a guy
For
from
you.
Yeah, I'm just a UJ coach.
No, but that goes on, that tells you the caliber of the coach you are, whether be it here at UJ or the contribution that you've made over the years in South Africa.
Yeah, and it was just amazing, just the treatment. I was a little bit shocked like the first hour.
Yeah.
But then I got to the hotel and the same thing, security everywhere. And yeah, just a massive blessing to be part of it. I got used to it over the couple of weeks or the month that I was there. Food, amazing food. People, passion for the game, passion for life. Everyone works in Pakistan. I didn't see what is advertised in other Asian cricket nations where there's a lot of poverty next to a lot of wealth. I don't really want to mention any countries because I might want to work there one day. But there's a real cleanliness about the way Pakistan people carry themselves. Even the poorest of the poor have pride in themselves. And I truly commend the PCB and Pakistan as a country for the way that they operate. Infrastructure works, and it's not outdated. We just probably a little bit westernized in the way that we do things. But really a beautiful experience for me, and I'd go back in a heartbeat.
So in that role that you were playing there, what did you have to do there? What were you going there to do exactly? What are they looking for in you?
Well, I was the batting lead, so the person in charge of the batters and coaching the batsmen what to do, which is something that I've specialized in when I've represented South Africa under 19 as an assistant coach and batting coach. So it was adding structure, identifying talent in the preparation, the best players that they had, so they had the best under 16, 17s come in for 2 weeks, and then from there we had the best under 19s for 2 weeks, and from there you kind of build your squad, and then I would report. We would have proper practices, we had matches, we had skills development, we had mental development, tactical sessions. So we bring all of that from a batting point of view mixed in with the other skills that the other specialist coaches were bringing in. I think it's genius of Azhar Ali, the Youth Pathway Development Director for the PCB, because he's looked at things and gone, well, actually different ingredients from different countries make a very nice curry. No pun intended, but that's what it is. And he brought in a fielding coach from South Africa, an SNC from New Zealand, a physio from the UK, Mr. Javed Mogul, who's a genius at what he does. He brought in a bowling coach from England, Ryan Sidebottom, who used to play for England. So different people, and then they had their local staff also learning from us, which is a great transference of skills. And I think that is the epitome of high performance. And those players live there for that 2-week period. They stay at the National Academy. They see us every day. We would go in and out from the hotel, but they are there every day. They eat, sleep, and drink cricket, which is something that maybe we need to catch up on.
So that takes me into my next question and say, so it seems like Pakistan and other nations out there are building. Is that something that you see us doing as South Africans? And obviously I'm going to ask you, Lesedi and Declan, when you've got a coach in the likes of Sibiya, and you've got also somebody like Ryan Riggleton who has donned the same colors that you're donning now, what does that mean to you as a player? And what do you take from these kind of experiences to see Ryan hitting the 250 in a test series against Pakistan and being the celebrated star on national TV and social media just a few weeks ago?
I think for me, certainly it's quite an inspiration, obviously. It's quite a privilege to have the likes of Coach Siya, being a mentor, being the guy that I can always turn to, not just as a coach, but as, as a life teacher. It's just, a lot of people think that it's always related to cricket. It's always what you're doing on the field, but at the same time, it's off the field. And I feel like, as Coach Siya said, he's always willing to learn more. He still feels that doesn't know it all yet. And as a player, hearing that as a coach, you always want to, it's like an inspiration, the motivation for you to be better. And I think it puts my mind at ease as well, knowing that he always tells me as well, like, I've got a plan for you. I'm not doing any of this by mistake, and it's not just happening because, that's the way the world works, but I've certainly got a plan and there's a process in place for you. And I've certainly seen that from my experience in the years that I've been at UJ with Coach Siya from the beginning. I've definitely seen that there is things put into place, and like he's implemented certain things that work for me specifically. Like each one of his players, he knows it is different. Yeah. And that's obviously why the players that he's coached and the players that have moved on to go to higher standards and are playing at the next level are there because of Coach Siya and what he has done. Yeah. And that certainly for me, it puts my mind at ease, and it just makes me a little bit more comfortable in the journey that I'm on at UJ with him.
Yeah. And for you, Lesedi?
I think being accessible to like the quality of information, having the resources in place, and sort of like being grown into the system of excellence. We work with a coach in an institution, a union that demands the best. And I think as a player, on the field and even off the field, you can sort of give yourself an advantage compared to the next guy. Yeah. And like everything's set in place.
I think 100%. I think the motivation is there always. I remember now it's 3 years since we 2025, right? 2022, Themba Bavuma came to play for it was UJ versus CUT. And I remember even recently I was watching the game on YouTube. It's still there. What does that do for you guys to, for a big star such as Themba Bavuma or getting Ryan Riggleton to come and play with you a game, just an ordinary university versus another university game? What does it do to you, Lesedi?
I think at first it's like unreal because you're so used to watching him on TV, you see him on social media and whatnot. And similar to last year, we played with him against the SA Emerging. And it's just unreal just to learn from him, see how he goes about his business and hopefully like follow his path.
Yeah. And Declan?
Quite funny enough, I was fortunate enough to be the first guy in the team.
Were you there?
I was opening the batting with Themba. Yeah. So in that game, I was batting alongside him, and I think it's amazing to see that he's also human. We always see these people on TV and we're like, these guys are such superstars. But at the end of the day, like, it made me feel like I'm not that far away. Like, he's still another person, he still he eats, sleeps and drinks, and like, he's a normal person. And yes, he's at the next level and he's at the top level, and that's what we all aspire to be. Yeah. But at the same time, it is very, how do I say, it was just very like,
it's so serious.
It's like, it was like refreshing as well, just to see that he's so similar to us. I can still have a conversation with him, and especially like the likes of Themba, I was very amazing. Very humble, and he was willing to just give that knowledge off to you. Yeah. And it's not like I had to force it out of him. He was just very chilled. Yeah, understanding.
I think also that goes on to the people that could be watching this episode from home. If you are a youngster still upcoming and you'd like to go up and play for the national team, these guys are at university level and they get to interact with such international stars. And that means you as well, you can actually become like these guys and go on actually, right? Coach Siya, I want to talk to you about the different leagues that the University of Johannesburg is participating in. We've got the ENZA Premier A and Premier B, as well as the Super League, which is a provincial tournament or a league. And then we've got the President's B, which is part of the CGL. Obviously, you've started your season earlier this year, and there's a couple of matches that I saw that were abandoned recently, and the team has been drawing some, winning some, losing some. How's the season so far in terms of your preparations, and what do you look forward to in the leagues, the different leagues?
Look, I mean, we left out our ladies team who play in the ladies
in the
Premier
CGL.
B.
Yes.
Look, I think our teams are steady. I think the ladies, I'd start there, ladies first. The ladies are doing well. We've had a little bit of instability take place with players being misinformed and going to play at regular clubs instead of actually still remaining at the university and then studying. But those are things on the side, politics that you need to deal with. And when you're a university at the magnitude of UJ, you're going to have side threats and risks and dangers that try affect your environment and your success. But we handle it well. Lesedi in the committee and Declan, who's also in the committee, they manage those things really well, and they're strong personalities and know what's good for the club. But Premier League, the A side is doing relatively well. We're second in the time with a game in hand, and hopefully that game is next week. So against Marks Park. So as it stands, maybe an outright win. There's a couple of points between. Will take us to the top of that format. The 50 overs, we've only played 1 or 2, so we can't really draw any sort of inspiration from that. But I think we're hitting a stage of momentum. Yeah. We do have a stop-start because you lose players at the end of a year, and then you have to reignite and get some new blood and new talent in. But the talent that we brought in has been so exciting. It's probably our best year in recruitment. So shout out to Mr. Tobani Mangli and Coach Martin with their recruitment and making sure those guys are in. And our performances have been steady. Could be better. We're having robust conversations as coaches and players to try and make sure that we're still performing at our standard and retaining our trophies that we've won, because we've won a lot and we're quite proud of it. Prem B is doing relatively well, but Lesedi has a different team every week because of just trying to give everyone an opportunity, give everyone a taste. So we're trying to create squad depth and club depth at the same time, whilst in Presidents B, we're trying to use that as a platform for schoolboys and students that come into the university that have played cricket. So it's very much a development stage until you get to our elite space, where we do demand performance, we do demand consistency. And the players do give that to us. I can't fault them for effort, but it's a bit early to tell where we're going to be, but we know what we want to achieve. So all of this is a build-up and preparation. So we're in the second half of our season, effectively, because it started in October last year. So we know where we want to finish. We know what we need to do. We've worked out which matchups we have.
We are the champs for the
50 over,
Premier A.
Yeah.
Are we defending it this year?
Yeah, straight up.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it.
There has to be something there.
No, definitely.
That's why you were voted Club of the Year last year, the Sport Awards, right? So we have to win that one.
No, 100%. Trophies are not these trophies are not our driving force at the moment, but they're important in our preparation for USAs. I think what we're looking for is a top 4 semi-final finish for USAs, and I think in the 3 to 4 years now, 4th year now, we've been getting better and better. So an extra win. Last year was 3 out of 5. Year before it was 2. The first year it was 1. But we've got a strong group. We haven't lost a lot of players, and we're hoping that experience mixed in with some new youth and exuberance and excitement will be successful and achieve that top 4. And hopefully, if we can win it. And that's not off the books also.
I'm going to speak about the USAs since you mentioned the USAs, and I'm not going to ask you because coaches have a way of getting out of tricky situations with, they've got so many tricks to use, right? So Declan, for you, USA 2024, what do you think went right and what went wrong?
It's quite a broad question. I mean, I feel like USA is a place where you can definitely make or break a player, for sure. It takes a toll on the physical, the emotional, mental. It tests you as a cricketer and as a person, honestly. I think for me what went right was the team chemistry off the field. We didn't have too much divide between the players. Like in a lot of cricket teams you might find like cliques. A lot of people will try and separate themselves and they'll go to each other and they'll almost... It's like a cancer starts developing. When one person is down, they drag the next person down. Here it was like we all held each other accountable. If you performed or you didn't perform, we pulled each other together, and we knew that if the chemistry off the field was good, that would translate onto the field as well. And I feel for me, obviously this was the best USA I've been to so far, as like Coach Tim mentioned, that the performance has just got better over the 3 years. What we certainly did right was we just made sure that every new day we took it as a new day. There was new challenges. We faced every obstacle as it came to us. And once things had happened, we put them in the past. Because 5 days of 50 over cricket can turn into like a 5-day test match, and it can really take a toll on you mentally. So I think what we did really, really well was we spoke about everything, whether it was to the coaching staff, whether it was the players, everyone. We had complete like openness with everyone. Everybody knew everyone's secrets, and everyone knew where we were all at, whether it was from the coaching staff side, from the manager's side, or from the players. We had that openness together, so that everyone knew where we were on each page of our lives or chapters at that point. I think what we probably didn't do right, I mean, obviously, like Coach Sia said earlier, there's going to be a lot of people that critique it. There's going to be a lot of people that judge the way we do things. But I think from my side, it's just probably the hardest thing is that I feel like not everyone was on board. There might have been a couple of players that they felt like they weren't there to do something. They may have felt that they had not the specific role that they wanted. Exactly. Well, yeah. Even when they didn't make the team, because obviously there's 15 of you that go, but only 11 can play on the day, and the 4 that sit out would sometimes they'd take away from the team. There was a lot of sometimes I felt selfishness and sulking from those players, and then it would translate into their performances when they did get the chance, because they were not ready, and that's obviously what I felt was wrong.
You were in Cape Town 2023 December.
Correct.
So when you compare Cape Town and last year, what do you think is the difference in the team?
I certainly feel from the Cape Town team that we took, or what I went with, there was a lot of experience in terms of older players. Last year we actually, when we were deciding the team, because I'm quite close with coach and I sit on the board as well, in the committee. When we were looking at team selection, we felt that we would rather take a more experienced team in Cape Town. And then last year we wanted to try and do a balance. Like there was quite a few first years, but at the same time they were experienced first years in terms of their cricketing knowledge. Not so much in the university, but in terms of their cricket experience and performance from before they came in. So I think the difference that it was mainly the player based. We were trying to pick teams based on obviously location, conditions, because Bloemfontein and Cape Town are two very different places. There was absolutely no rain in Bloemfontein. It's dry. It's not as windy as Cape Town. The humidity is a lot different. So again, it was very much based on conditions, the teams that we took to the two separate locations.
Yeah. So Lesedi, in the B team, what can we look forward to this year?
I think exciting cricket. There's a lot of youngsters coming from school and they're eager to get performances in. I think just from my job is just getting the best out of them and allowing them to express themselves, let them sort of play their cricket, expressively the way we play cricket at UJ, but also keeping up the performances we've had over the past 2 seasons, because second team is known for, winning the T20, the Black Widow, we've won it twice in a row, trying to go for the 3rd one now. This season we're trying to go for the treble, win all 3 formats. And
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's going well at the moment. And I think just trying to get the best out of the guys, because that's what we need from everyone, and the club needs those trophies and performances.
Coach, I want you to explain to the people watching that you've got a suit at the Wanderers. And how can they be part of that, or if they want to use that for different events, or when there's national or international games happening there, how do they get involved? Those that love cricket, of course.
Well, we've got a suite at the Wanderers through our partnership with the Lions Cricket, Central Gauteng Lions, and that partnership is merely based on a lot of, Declan's in the academy. We have a lot of students that we develop at UJ that end up playing at Lions Cricket. And we've also obviously produced guys that have come from UJ, played for Lions, and now play for South Africa. So through that initiative, Lions, they don't give us a suite. It's part of our agreement with them in order for us to entertain our players, our exco, our members, our staff. So when there are fixtures, keep an eye on the Cricket South Africa fixtures. Every season we get it. I think Pink Day, we hosted the Vice Chancellor at the suite, and he had a great day with his family. So those opportunities are there. When the tickets are for sale, I'll definitely send a communication out, and people can get in touch. If you want to check, you can drop me an email on my email, which is sibiya@uj.ac.za. And then we can work out something. I think there is some one-day cricket now happening. I don't know if it's going to happen when this rain, but we're quite a fluid space. We do need to make funds for the club so that we can pay for things that guys need, which are mainly academic, CEPs and all of those things. So it's quite of a part of a fundraising scheme. So it's not for free. Yeah. It does not belong to UJ. It does not belong to the club. It is a thing from Lions through an agreement to raise funds for students.
I understand staff members can also host
100%
meetings there and some small events to an extent, if you're meeting external sponsors and other
100%.
important entities out there.
100% that can be done. Okay. Yeah.
And last one, just before we sign up, some goodies. I see there's goodies in here. Yeah. You guys play on a weekend. Of course, now it's not such a good time with the rains that have been pouring for the past week or so, and it seems like it's going to continue into the next coming week. How do people go and support the team? Because we would like to get the students to come and have a great day of cricket right here at the Oval. How do they get involved?
They just take a little stroll down down to Melville at the Oval. We're next to the Hockey Astro, just above it. There's two fields there. There's the main Oval, and then as you get into the gate, you can go along the walkway to the B team Oval where the second team play. Yeah. There's no free entry. Okay. Bring your own XYZ picnic. Nice place for a date. We've got a nice bank there. And you can sit with your significant other and watch the game and enjoy. Or you can come down, study. It's not loud. Cricket is a tranquil sport. Yeah. So you can come and sit, study, watch the game, and enjoy an afternoon in the sun when the sun does come out.
Yeah. Declan, your parting shot into that camera, please. Anything that you'd like to say to the Orange Army? I mean, we've been on Monday, you were there during the Varsity Cup campaign, first opening match for the university rugby. You guys went to support. What kind of support would you like to see happening to your team? Of course, when you play your home matches, into the camera there, just call the people to come and support you, man.
I mean, anybody and everybody's welcome. I mean, we'd love absolutely any support that we can get. You can come dressed up in any sort of attire that you want. If you like to bring musical instruments, I love piano myself, so if you want to bring a speaker and play on my piano, I'm more than welcome to give you a dance or whatever the case may be. We're very interactive, we're very social. Cricket is a very social sport, creating a lot of networks. So it's not like you're going to come there and we're going to make you feel like you're a part of, like, you're out of it. So you can certainly come down there. We will have a conversation with you. We'll be very interactive, and I'm pretty sure you'll have a swell of a time.
Yeah. And for you, Lesedi, what would you like to say to the Orange Army, of course, to support your team, and anything maybe that you'd like to just thank them for?
I think Sundays are for cricket, Sunday, sun in the fun. And I think just for the people that have been coming down, thank you. We really appreciate your time, and we value your support.
Yeah. Okay. And you've brought some stuff here that you want to give away to our crew, of course, UJTV. What do you have for us, Coach?
Well, I'll start off. Home is where the heart is.
Maybe let's open it and show it to the people.
Oh,
and then
lovely. So
do the signing.
This is the UJ first team playing shirt or club playing shirt. We wear white because we play with a red ball. Yeah. So cricket's a strange sport. But yeah, so this is our playing shirt, so I'd like to donate it.
This is lovely, yeah.
And then
first one, for UJTV. So you're gonna frame it.
We're starting a trend, so hopefully all the other sporting codes can step up. I'll just write a little short message and sign that. Okay. And then I know UJ Sport and UJTV has profiled me and my journey. I think the first one we did was in 2021.
Yeah. When you arrived,
when I got here. And I thought I'd share this because this is the shirt from Pakistan. Engro is the sponsor. So yeah, just the short little message just to thank you guys. And
Nice.
yeah, it's something you can frame and put up, and just to as memorabilia. Maybe one day or soon I'll be coaching at the very top, and it's something that UJ can keep and leave as an impact or a legacy.
Where do you sign? The white part or here?
Anyway, yeah, I'll just do it here.
You get that? Okay. This is lovely, eh? Lovely stuff. So we would like to see all the other teams from UJ Sport. I mean, we've got 11 sporting clubs. We've got football, cricket, basketball, rugby, netball, squash, e-sport, you name them. So I hope that you will follow, right? So every time we bring the athletes here, they must bring something. Yeah. Should I help you with that? $1 million signature from the man himself. You want to
Not many
Karachi.
dollars yet. So thank you very much, guys, for supporting my journey. And this is
No, thank
from
you
our
so
club.
Much. Let me help you with that. No, it's lovely, man. We appreciate it. Hopefully, we will be getting these signatures from Lesedi and Declan in the near future when they play for the SPA, the Proteas. I don't know why I keep on saying SPA Proteas. Netball is on my mind. But still, it's a national team, it's our pride. So, yeah.
Because next year it might be another year. So
Thank
it's
you so much.
2025.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate your
Thank
time.
you for your time, guys.
Lesedi,
Thanks for
just
having us.
Give us a few, the next coming matches, 3 or 4. When are you playing?
So Prem A is playing this Sunday. I think all 3 teams are playing this Sunday. And yeah, next week as well, we've got league games, Super League Sunday, and probably Saturday next week as well.
Right here at home. Okay.
Yeah.
And your matches?
Same.
Upcoming.
Prem
Same.
A is playing this weekend, and then following week, like you said, Super League. So we're looking forward to those.
Okay. So if you're watching this episode in March, those games would have passed. So if you're watching this week, Friday, of course, those matches are coming this coming weekend and next weekend. So please go out there and support. From us here, UJ Sport on UJTV, we thank you for your time, for watching, and for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We would like to see you at the UJ Cricket Oval. Please come and support the team. As we say always here, UJ all the way, #Orange Army. To cricket, thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
See you.